Today is Thursday, February 6th, 2025. One of the projects I've been working on is building an online community to unite my clients that are spread throughout multiple facilities and online and that kind of stuff. So one of the projects I've been hoping to do this year, one of the many projects, is document our systems and do a better job of storing it and giving people access to it and that kind of thing. So we're doing a lot of cool stuff. We really need to be able to share it and log it in a way that we can easily access. And the problem for me has been that we have so many different locations that we store stuff. We've got like notes, we've got emails, we've got YouTube videos, we've got text chains that we start. So we're trying to figure out like where we can consolidate all this information and make it easy for people to access. And like I said, we also want to solve that community issue where all of our gyms are about 1,000 to 2,000 square feet each. They're all over the South Bay. Some people jump around and see folks. Some people don't. I want to give people a window or a virtual community that they can share in where they can see some of the coaches train, right? Because a lot of times they just come in and do their own thing, and seeing the coaches train is actually super valuable. I want to be able to create something like that. I want to be able to create something where online clients that maybe move away can still have access to our community and see what other people are doing. And also, if we want to build an online community, this would be kind of a first way or entry point where people can come in and see what we're doing and access to some of our information. We can have some free stuff. We can have some paid stuff, all that. So I figured an easy way to get started, and something that I think all of us struggle with and at the backbone of our business, is figuring out some sustainable way to stay accountable and do some type of training and keep ourselves honest. So what I thought of is starting with an open community called Show Up, like doing work and proving it. And basically it's just essentially a feed of people submitting something from their workout for today. And then this way we could all see what we're all working on. If you want to share something about your workout or your day or whatever it is, I think that's awesome. You don't have to, but I want to keep it like super simple. And so this way I'll probably share some stuff that I'm going through, because I think I struggle. I'm 43 years old, got a kid, juggling a business. I've got a lot of projects on my plate, responsibilities. Every moment of my day is accounted for pretty much, right? So I don't have these perfect workouts anymore where I have like 2 hours that I can dedicate to myself, that I'm always there. It's sometimes I get a half an hour, sometimes I get 20 minutes, sometimes I get an hour and a half. It just really depends on the day. And so my training is very flexible, that I've kind of designed over the years. And I need to be able to still feel like I'm making some type of progress or maintaining progress, and then be able to flex my program and know where to check the box, where to progress, and where to just survive, basically. So I wanted to give you guys a window into that. And then also it just helps keep me accountable. One of the projects I want to do this year is content creation and creating stuff. So this is kind of a forced way of me starting to document things, and get in the habit of taking video every day or taking some audio or whatever it is that I got to do to start documenting things. I think it kind of gives you a window into my algorithm and how I do things and how I create habits. Start with a simple, imperfect system that you can do frequently, and then evolve and iterate on that system. This is not perfect. In a car, talking to my phone and recording something. It doesn't have video. And in a perfect world, I'd love to be able to sit down in front of a video camera and share my setup where I've got lighting and good sound. But right now, I just really need to get something off the ground and build on it, because I know I'll make it better as I go. But I also need to make it easy where it kind of fits in my current lifestyle, because otherwise, it just, as you guys all know, it's really hard to just create a completely new habit from scratch, because that time has to come from somewhere. For me, I'm already sitting in a car anyway, an hour each way to work. So I might as well make the best use of it and do this kind of podcast style voice memo type thing. And then maybe I can find an easy way to transcribe it. It doesn't take up too much time before I post and share it. But yeah, that's the intent of this community here is make it simple, share, let's keep each other accountable. I'd love to see a lot of activity in here where people, and the more you share, I think more people can relate with what you're going through. Maybe we'll start. And what I kind of hope to do is just do a simple 21-day challenge with yourself. How often can you post, right? Get in the habit of being in this forum of other people doing like-minded things is probably good for you. And it forces you to, be honest, whether you went to the gym or you didn't and what got in the way. So maybe you don't even post a video or a photo, but maybe you just write why I didn't show up and do some type of physical activity today. What I like to do every day, and some people have heard me say this, we do this thing. I kind of talk about my personal habit in the gym, but I think it's important to do some type of physical activity daily, just for your own mental health, not even just your physical health. I mean, it's important to kind of lubricate the joints and, grease the groove, so they say, or practice a skill and maintain some type of mobility or strength standard on a day-to-day basis. But really, from a mental standpoint, I feel like even if I do something small and easy and check the box, I feel better, right? I think the people around me get a better version of me. I usually do better things. I feel better. I have less anxiety. I feel like I at least move the needle a little bit each day. So I have this personal habit where I try to get, and I'll explain each piece of this, 10 or more minutes of some type of intentional training daily. I think it's important to do something every day. Training, I just, like I said, look at some type of physical activity. It doesn't have to be in the gym. It could be a sport. It could be Pilates, yoga, some type of mobility work, walk, run, jump rope, whatever you got to do, maybe some body weight, push-ups, sit-ups, squats, lunges at home, something where you're doing some type of physical activity. Intentional meaning you can't retroactively look at your day and just be like, oh, I guess I walked out to the garbage can or something like that. And then 10 minutes, I like to set the success factor on the absolute worst day of my life, right? I've got everything flaring up. Nothing's going right. I'm completely unmotivated. I have zero desire to go to the gym. Most of the time I could find 10 minutes. And I've even started off with 5 minutes until that became just easy on my worst days. And then I was able to get, 10 was kind of my new minimum. Now, when I have absolutely no energy, I can usually set a timer for 10 minutes and do something, right? And then rule number 2 is never miss twice. So you want to build in some capacity where you're like, hey, I had a bad day. Stuff happened. I am actively choosing to take a day off today, right? And, life is just chaotic, right? And that's okay. And you just unburden yourself from, being perfect. And the goal is to just get back on the horse quickly, right? Because the recovery process is really where most people fail. They create this perfect routine. They fall out of that routine. One day turns into, a weekend turns into a week turns into a month, and so on, right? And then the things just fall completely by the wayside and you're just starting over from scratch. And that is just super demoralizing to get back on the horse each time. So the never miss twice rule is great because, hey, you had a bad day. You chose to take a day off. Tomorrow, you just have to check the box, right? You don't have to overdo it. You don't have to make up for yesterday. You just have to get back on the horse. And that's really the biggest thing I'm trying to create is some type of recovery process for you to get back on the horse and keep or maintain your progress, right? You don't always have to be progressing. I use this analogy of when people are motivated, they're climbing up the metaphorical mountain, right? And when life gets in the way, events, chaos, stress, illness, injury, whatever it is, most people just let go of the mountain and free fall and lose all their progress. There is a lot of value in learning how to maintain that grasp on the mountain and just, hold on. It doesn't take a ton of energy to hold on. It takes a lot of energy to climb, right? But we just want to be able to maintain some type of progress until you get another window of motivation or time or whatever it is that you need to start making progress again, right? So just checking the box or maintaining your progress is extremely important and probably one of the biggest things I think people are lacking. And that's what's really impeding on most of the progress. I've seen it in my own life too, right? I'll start on exercises and then I'm building on something else and the other exercises just fall by the wayside and then I'm starting over from scratch. I've seen it in learning a language, right? Where I'll start practicing Portuguese, for instance. I'll be on a really great streak of like maybe 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden I just kind of slowly fall off track and then I have to kind of get back on the horse again. And then I'm re-remembering everything where, sometimes I'll just go into maintenance mode where I just get like right now, I've been in maintenance mode for a while where I'm getting at least 10 to 15 minutes a day of practice, which is usually pretty easy for me to find now. I usually set the minimum for my Portuguese practice at 10 minutes a day. And then, most of the time I exceed that and I get at least 15 minutes, right? So I feel even better about myself. I've kind of exceeded the minimum. And then I try to get back on the horse, never miss twice. So, moral of the story, welcome to the community. I'll try to update this kind of intro as I go and as we get more and more people on here. But I just want to get something to get you started. And I felt like this was a good opportunity to share some of my life lessons or little hacks to kind of get me going and keep me accountable. And I'm really excited to just kind of start this group and participate in this group. Hopefully you guys are too. Would love to hear your feedback, how we can make this better. Right now, I want to offer it for free for everyone. I think I'll always keep this aspect of things maybe open to everyone to be more inclusive and get people in the door. And then maybe eventually, I really want to just document our system so you guys get access to that along the way. And then maybe at some point we have some type of paywall or create a course or something like that. But really the big thing is just like, let's just build a cool thing together and help me improve this, right? It's really meant for all of us. So I want to figure out ways that we can make this better that doesn't require a ridiculous amount of time and effort, right? Because this is, just kind of a free project that we're building here. But yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback. Nice to have, obviously your participation in the community is really helpful. So that kind of helps keep it free. If we can all kind of keep each other accountable, it'd be kind of like a cool way of building this community and all of us trying to succeed together. So anyway, looking forward to get things started. This video has been long enough or audio has been long enough and I'll try to post it up in the feed sometime today.